Welcome back to third-rate content. Borth guards its secrets well. 2 years ago, when we last walked these streets together, we talked about Borth's mysteries, its quirks, and some stories that I related to you. But in that video, we mentioned a name, William Hope Hodgson, a man whose visions seep like brine and whose words stick like salt to wet skin. He's the father of cosmic horror. But in the comments to that video, a local to Borth mentioned that Hodgson's house was opposite the cafe. That comment has disappeared. It slipped into the online cosmic void. But we're here, back on Ceredygion's wild edge. And we found it already. But did this house, these cliffs, birth Hodgson's visions of something beyond? And what of Hodgson's feud with Houdini? Buckle up, we'll find out about all of this. So buckle up and I'll see you out here on Third Rate Content. I was kindly allowed to photograph these period photos of Borth by Sue, who works in the railway pub on the high street. William Hope Hodgson wasn't made for normal. Born in 1877, he bolted for the sea at age 13, facing storms that would inspire his tales. Sailor, bodybuilder, writer. He burned bright, but his stories, they're weird with a Y. Carving horrors that cling like spore-infected damp and mildew to a blanket in an abandoned church. Hodgson invented cosmic horror. Tales where we're just specks before gods too vast to comprehend. H.P. Lovecraft revered him. His Cthulhu mythos, a shadow of Hodgson's stories. Take a house on the Borderland, a recluse, battles swine things, watches stars burn out and the universe unravel, or the Nightland. An earth drowned with endless dark and crawling with wrongness. Lovecraft's mythos, his noisy mythos, grew from Hodgson's quiet terror. He was raw, a knife to the soul. Hodgson had fire too, enough to clash with the escapologist Harry Houdini. Harry Houdini mocked the occult and sought to prove it not being true. But likewise, Hodgson sought to prove Houdini's stage tricks were just that, tricks. And he tied Houdini in knots at a Blackburn theatre one night. Houdini escaped, but the two loathed each other from then on. So Hodgson the mystic versus Houdini the skeptic, but in this case it was Hodgson the skeptic versus Houdini the would-be faker in Hodgson's eyes. But Houdini died in 1926. A punch to the gut, poison, or something darker. We don't know. It's all just myth, mystery, secrets with Houdini. But Hodgson had been dead for some years by this point in 1926, and maybe he smiled from the grave. He wrote his best in Borth at Glan-yr-Afon. Waves roaring like his nightmares. A man torn sea and shore, life and something else. And here it is, Glaneifion, just as the viewer said. Spot on, unlike my pronunciation, most probably. And right across the road, the cafe, Pierre Moore. In Welsh, it means gallery of land and sea, like it's framing the land against the very edge of the world, the sea. How poetic. Yeah, it definitely hums with a kind of literary or old Welsh magic when you think of it right here opposite Glaneifion. But it does make you wonder. Glaneifion, with its deep blue doors and cracked paintwork. Just imagine William Hope Hodgson staring into the void of the sea and the edge of sanity right in his works. Glaneifion faced the sea's fury, gales, foam, that endless roar. Hodgson signed the house on the Borderland right here, December the 17th, 1907. I can picture him, candle low, pen scratching, writing of voids and beasts as Borth's night closed in. Yeah, I can't believe we actually found it. Big shout out to that viewer, whoever you are, out in the voids of the internet, thank you. But what I want to know is, what is Glaneifion hiding now? It still feels like there's a touch of the other world, or the cosmic dread that Hodgson created, still with a hold on that place. But if you're from Borth, tell me what you think. Am I full of it? Or do you know anything? Are you willing to tell us? Just tell us in the comments. I do love a good comment, and I will reply back if applicable and appropriate. Yeah, but as I said, the place still feels a bit wrong. Like it's half in literary cosmic folklore, or half in the Mabinogion, the four branches of other worldly gods with no names, still with a grasp on that place in High Street, Borth. And these are the very windows Hodgson would have gazed out of, seeking inspiration and looking into the void of Cardigan Bay and the raging sea. Over 100 years ago, the darkness would have been everywhere, and it would be very much like that in 2025 even. Hodgson's flame died too soon. World War I. He's 40. A soldier at Ypres, ripped apart by artillery. But Borth won't let him go. Here at the War Memorial, his name's carved. William Hope Hodgson forever. Sailor, writer, seer of dread. Glaneifion is alive with the weird. WYRD. These cliffs, this sea, they hum with Welsh tales of otherworld. Things that lurk in waves. Hodgson's ghost pirates, a ship cursed by shadows, feels ripped from Borth's tides. Lovecraft stole that spark, built his cosmos, but Hodgson's terror, his lonely seas, they cut sharper. William Hope Hodgson stared into the dark, past seas, past stars, past sanity. Borth holds his echo in Glaneifion, its walls opposite the weird Timor, a name in stone, a feud with Houdini, whose own end whispers mystery. His books, The House on the Borderland, The Nightland, they're free to read online. I actually bought them on my Kindle. Every single work he made for about 50p. So it's definitely worth checking out and just experiencing his works and getting a feel of what he published in his time. But read them and feel the chill. But Borth has got more secrets. Gods, tales of the occult, and just an atmosphere that is almost dripping here. I can see why William Hope Hodgson called this his home and what took inspiration from here. It inspires me also. But if you have enjoyed today's adventure, investigation and ramble around Borth, why don't you leave us a like? Subscribe if you haven't already, but thank you if you have. And hit the notification bell if you'd like to stay updated on all future third-rate content, outings and explores and investigations. But and also, why don't you follow us on Instagram? We're on Instagram every day. There's loads of new content and a new way to look at third-rate content and the way we look at the world. But like I said, if I don't see you soon, I'll see you 3 times as soon. Third-rate content, signing out. See you soon. Bye bye.